Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. And if you're new, my name is Ashley Nicole. You already know, say no. But I'm back with another video, and this video is a very serious video. Talking about my life and what I go through every day. I was supposed to upload yesterday, but things got in the way, and I'm uploading today and on Sunday, so stay tuned. I'm making this video for a very important reason, and I'll state that reason at the end of this video, so stay tuned. And I hope you guys like this video. Let's get right into the video. Alright, so this is a very sad story that I'm gonna try not to cry on. I've already made this video 3 times, so my eyes are watery. But I'm trying not to make this a very long video because I do not want y'all to, 1, think I'm doing this video for pity, 2, think that I'm making this video for views or anything like that. Like, I'm making this video for a solid reason, and the reason will be stated at the end of this video. So this video is about my best friend, and how I met my best friend, how we were best friends, and how my best friend passed away. So I've already cried. I hope I cried it all out because this is the 3rd time, my 3rd attempt. So backstory: in 2012, I'm gonna talk about 2 best friends because I have 2 best friends that both passed away. So my first best friend committed suicide June 6th of 2012. And as you guys know, it was heartbreaking. Like, it was very, very heartbreaking. So as I'm, mourning and, trying to recover from knowing the fact that my best friend committed suicide, I meet this boy, and his name is Eric. So I meet Eric, and I met him August 6th of 2012. So I meet him, and he was just an amazing person altogether. Like, it brings chills to me talking about him, because it's so crazy how somebody so amazing can just go in a blink of an eye. So he was a very inspiring person, very motivational, very caring, very funny, very everything. Like, he was just amazing. And ever since I met him, dealing with my first best friend's, death was a little bit easier because I had somebody right by me who would help me cope through everything. Given the fact that I told him everything and he knew what I was going through and everything, he was always there for me. Like, I would just call him and he'll quickly pick up. He'll walk to my house every day, whether it was a blizzard, raining, hot, anything. He was always here when I needed him, and I love that about him. So we became best friends on November 9th of 2012, which is the tattoo that I have right here. November 9th, 2012. And ever since then, I feel like I made the right decision in calling him my best friend. And my life got a little bit easier with him there. So, fast forward 2 years, I believe, a year and a half, whatever, July of 2015. Oh, let me add, me and him, we were the type of friends that, because I'm a very grudgeful person, so let's say he did something to get me very upset, I would not speak to him, and he was also the same way. So we would not speak to each other. So we could go like 2-3 months without speaking to each other, but whenever we needed each other and we like called, we were always there, and it was like back to normal, like nothing had ever happened, best friends forever, you know, all that mess. So July 2015, he did something that I did not appreciate, and he was starting to change as a person in a bad way. He wasn't who I knew. He wasn't who I called my best friend. He wasn't my bestie at that moment. And I noticed he had been changing, but I thought it was just a phase, so I was like, oh, there's nothing to it. But he was changing, and he did something that upset me very much. And I told him, I was like, listen, I love you with all my heart, and I'm always going to be here for you and with you, but if you're going to be this way, I cannot continue to sit around and watch you, you know, mess your life up, if that makes any sense. And we got into it, and he decided to, you know, say some things, and I said some things, and I was like, listen, I can't be your friend anymore. So we stopped being friends. It was like July 16th or July 15th. We stopped being friends. July 31st is my birthday. And my birthday came, and he texted me on my birthday. He was like, happy birthday, Ashley, I love you. And I was like, thank you. And he was like, can I go see you? And since I'm a very grudgeful person, I told him no. I wasn't done forgiving him for what he did. So he was like, okay. And we didn't see each other on my 18th birthday. And a month goes by. September 1st comes around, and he writes me saying that he wanted to come by. And I told him yes. I had a whole conversation with him. A partial conversation with him, and I told him yes, he can come over. And he ended up calling me, and I never picked up, and he never came. So I was like, okay, all right, whatever. Like, okay. Little did I know that that was the last time I was ever going to I was ever going to speak to him and hear from him. So October comes around, and his birthday is October 22nd. October comes around. Mind you, I haven't spoken to him. And I go to school. It was a school day. I go to school, and I'm having the best day that I can ever have in school. All the teachers were being nice. All the students were being nice. Like everything. It was amazing. It was till this day, it was the best day that I ever had in school. And I was enrolled in a dental assistant class in my high school, and it was time for dental. And I get there, I pack my stuff up, and take my stuff out of my bag, blah blah blah. My teacher receives a phone call from the office, and they're like, oh, can you send Ashley, she has a phone call waiting for her. So I go downstairs, and I answer, and my mom, for one, I can tell from my mom's voice that something was wrong, because I can hear in her voice that she was just crying. So I'm like, what's wrong? And she's like, I can't tell you, but I'm going to pick you up right now. And I'm like, okay. So right then and there, my heart drops, because at that time there was medical problems going on with my mother and my great-grandmother. So I'm like, oh my God, something's going on. So I quickly run up the steps in school, grab my stuff, and just walk out. My dental teacher, she didn't even say anything. She was like, oh, she's seen it in my face. So I left, and I went downstairs waiting for my mom. So a good 15 to 20 minutes pass, and my mother finally comes in. And I seen it all in her face. Like, she was red from crying. Her eyes were swollen. She still had tears in her eyes. So I'm like, what's wrong? And she's like, I can't tell you right here, right now. Like, you have to wait till we get into the car. So I'm like, I'm getting impatient. My heart's beating fast, everything. And it turns out she told the lady in the office what happened. So she came out the office and she came and she gave me a hug and said, "I love you." Mind you, me and that lady never really like spoke. Like, she never really liked me. So I'm like, okay. So we walk out and I was like, okay, we're out of school, so tell me. And she was like, I can't, you gotta wait till we get in the car. So the whole walk to the car, it was, you know, dead silent. And I'm just sitting here thinking the worst. I get into the car, put my seatbelt on, and I just look at her quickly, and I'm like, okay, tell me, like, you're starting to scare me. And all she had to say was his name. All she said was Eric. And the way that she said it and the way that she looked at me when she said it, I knew exactly what she was talking about without her having to say it. And I just started going crazy. Like, I was like, no, you're lying. How, you know, like, no. And she was like, yes. And I was like, how do you know that this is true? And she was like, I spoke to his sister. So in the midst of all of this, I'm going crazy. I'm screaming, I'm yelling, I'm crying, I'm everything. And my friend, who I mentioned in my last video, The Roof, my story time, I nicknamed him he was in juvie at this time, and he called me. So I picked up and he was like, are you okay? So I'm screaming and yelling and crying, and he's like, everything's gonna be okay, blah 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 blah. And I'm like, how do you even know? And he was like, I was the one that told your mom. And I'm like, what? So I'm over here crying, going crazy. He's like, it's gonna be okay, it's gonna be okay. And I'm like, how are you gonna tell me that it's gonna be okay when my best friend passed away? And this is not just my first best friend, this is my second best friend. And he's like, everything's gonna be okay. So I hung up with him and I quickly contacted his sister, Eric's sister, and she was like, oh, come to the house. So I go over there and they tell me everything that happened. So what happened was, it was like 1 or 2 in the morning, and he decided to go outside with 2 of his friends and go smoke in his friend's car. Him and the one that has the car lived right next to each other, and it turns out that his friend had some beef with somebody, and that person was coming for revenge. So they're in the car, and you know, they're chilling or whatever, and this guy comes from the back of the car and starts, you know, shooting. And it's sad to say that 2 lives were lost. It's sad to say that 2 lives were lost when all they were doing were innocently chilling in front of their house. It's sad to say that you're not even safe in front of your own home. You're not safe in your own home. You're not safe on your block. It's sad to say that they both were at the wrong place at the wrong time, when in all reality, being in front of your own home shouldn't be the wrong place nor the wrong time. So in the midst of this, I'm going crazy, and I'm asking for his mom because his mom was nowhere to be found. Then a couple minutes go by and she finally comes, and she comes right up to me and she was like, he's in the hospital, do you want to go see him and say, you know, say your last goodbye? So said yes, and me and my mom rush over to my house, pick up my brothers and sisters, bring them home, and rush over to the hospital. I get there, and first off, the receptionists were giving me a very hard time because he was in CIU. He was in critical condition. And, you know, all the family members were already up there. So I had called his mom and told his mom what was going on, and she came downstairs snapping, and they finally let me upstairs. I'm waiting in the waiting room, and then the doctors come in saying that, you know, we could start going in to see him. So me and his girlfriend at the time decided to go together. So we go. So we go, and the whole entire time my heart's beating fast because I don't know what I'm gonna, you know, I don't know what I'm about to see. So we walk into the room, and my heart drops when I seen him. So my heart drops, and seeing him, and you know, I'm just going crazy. I'm going crazy, his girlfriend's going crazy, and you know, everything just fell apart for me. So I kind of want to get away from all the sad stuff. So the thing that hurts me the most is, one, I lost my first best friend June 6th, 2012. I met Eric August 6th, 2012. And I lost Eric on October 6th of 2015. Just 2 weeks before his 18th birthday. Which drives me insane, because it's like, it's so coincidental, and sometimes I feel like it's way too much of a coincidence to be a coincidence, you know? But who am I to say that, and who am I to think that everything has a reason and everything, you know, everything gets better with time. So this is the first time that I'm making this video without crying as much. So these two pictures that you see up here, this one right here, this one is Eric, and then this one, no, the other side, yeah, this one is John. So Eric's the big one, and then the small one is my first best friend that passed away. For Christmas of 2017, I decided to get a bear from Build-A-Bear Workshop with Eric's voice inside of it. You're gonna hear my voice mostly, but as long as, you know, I know that his voice is in there, it brings me. When I feel down or when I feel like very unmotivated, all I gotta do is just and I feel better, because one way or another I'm hearing his voice. So I'm making this video because I want to tell my story, and also because I am starting a series on my channel. I haven't figured out the name about it. I haven't figured out the name of it yet, but I'm starting a series on my channel of other people's stories, because I know there's people out there in the world that have stories very deep, very sad, very shameful stories that are very inspirational, or just that they just want to share but they don't want to because, one, they're ashamed, two, they don't want pity, or 3, they're scared too. So I want to base my channel on telling other people's stories without letting everybody know who that person is. And that way, that story still is theirs, but now it's out in the open. But nobody can track that story to you. So it's more like you're the author and I'm the narrator of your story. So if you guys know anybody with stories that they would like to tell, but they don't want to say that it's theirs, you can just let me know. And I'll do my best to narrate their story for them. Like, I know that my purpose on this planet is to help people, and I feel that by doing this I'll be helping a lot of people break free from their darkest moments in life. So yeah, that's the reason I shared my darkest and one of my saddest stories. And I hope that you guys all join in on the storytelling and let me be your narrator and let me be the one to share your story and help you and help others possibly. So thank you guys for watching, and I hope that you like, comment, share, and subscribe. Stay with me. I'm here for you guys, and yeah, thank you guys for watching. Bye.